Hi, I'm Rylingo and welcome to my DS Top 10 list. It's also my 100 plus subscriber special video, so yay me. The Nintendo DS was released in 2004 and is considered by many to be one of the greatest consoles ever released. It has sold in excess of 150 million units, making it the second best selling console of all time. It is a games library of over 1,000 titles, many of which are on the way to becoming classics. Before we get things going, I want to make one thing very clear. This is my top 10 DS games list. It's the top 10 games that I found most fun. It's not the top 10 most artsy games, it's not the best selling games, it's not what other people think or Metacritic thinks is the best games. It's my personal list, it's my opinion, and your opinion's probably going to be very different, and that's completely okay. So, here we go with my list of opinions. Top 10. Number 10.
Yo, it's a
GTA Chinatown Wars. We start off our list with a Rockstar game. Chinatown Wars is a collector's dream with plenty to see and do, especially useful for a long train ride. It's amazing that they managed to squeeze the massive Liberty City into such a small cartridge. The mini-games make great use of the touchscreen, and there's an interesting drug business system on the go. Chinatown Wars isn't without its faults though. At top speeds, the camera doesn't give you enough time to react to upcoming vehicles. It's still great fun though, and it's an interesting isometric GTA game. Easy to pick up and play, with plenty to see and do, proves GTA is a rising sun at number 10. Number 9.
Why do you push people away like that?
'Cause I don't get people. Never have, never will. It was you.
The world ends with you. If we were going to choose a game which best uses the DS hardware, then this would be number 1. The World Ends With You is a JRPG with a difference. Instead of the old turn-based system, it uses a touch-oriented, real-time battle system. Now let's throw a bloody great storyline and some proper hardcore difficulty in there. Are you liking the look of this yet? The soundtrack seems to be loved by many, but I'm not a fan of it. The art is pretty nice, which is to be expected with a game from the Kingdom Hearts designers. If you're hankering for an RPG which benefits from the DS's unique controls, then your worldly search ends here. Number 8. Diddy Kong Racing DS. I loved Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo 64. I loved it to an almost unholy degree. This is a remake for the DS. Unfortunately, it's not just as good as the original. The difficulty has been lowered considerably. This is mainly thanks to you being able to upgrade your kart, which makes the races and boss battles easier. The Spaceport Alpha Silver Coin Challenge used to be a real test of a gamer's mettle. Now you don't even have to do it. All said and done, this is still based on an awesome game, and it holds on to a lot of that awesomeness. You still have a kart racer with an open world adventure mode. The music is toe-tappingly good. Being able to use karts, hovercrafts and planes adds a lot of variety. The offline multiplayer is as fun as ever, and the online multiplayer is pretty fun too, although the creators should have possibly looked at Mario Kart DS for a bit more guidance. This unsuccessful remake still has the core gameplay required to swing in at number 8. Number 7. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Diamond and Pearl were great DS games. They brought in a proper online multiplayer and had a hand in turning the fortunes of the series around by choosing to innovate more than Ruby and Sapphire did. What made Heart Gold and Soul Silver better? Well, they streamlined. They streamlined what was good about the series. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are honestly the best games in the Pokemon series. They take the adventure of Gold and Silver and update it with the best new mechanics. They also introduce a lot of cool little mini games. They allow you to use the online just as before. It's kinda cool seeing your Pokemon follow you around. If you're looking to introduce someone new to the Pokemon series, then this is what you should give them to play it for the first time. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver is great. It's a really good Pokemon game. This edition of Pokemon might not reach the Gold or Silver, but it does have heart and soul. Number 6. Super Mario 64 DS. Yeah, I know. Another Nintendo 64 remake. Well, do you blame me? Mario 64 was a benchmark in 3D platforming, and this game just emulates the original. We now have more playable characters and a few bonus areas. The music is as good as ever. The graphics are better, and the multiplayer minigames are surprisingly addictive. It's no wonder this game was such a huge commercial success. Listen here, you gaming Lefarios. If you want a super platformer, then let's play some Mario. Number 5. Bleach, the Blades of Fate. Oh yes, a little surprise on my list, but it's not for shock value. Let me assure you, this is a proper good fighting game. There's a well pieced together single player story mode, and there's a good challenge mode. There's plenty of unlockables and a huge cast of 27 controllable characters, each of which fights very differently. It's not without its faults though. The game is a little bit unbalanced, and playing multiplayer will make this quickly obvious. I've heard that the follow-up game, Dark Souls, is even better, but I haven't played it. To those worried about never having watched the anime, let me assure you that's not an issue. I picked Bleach up on the cheap and was very impressed with the quality. This Shinigami brawler cuts its way to the fated number 5 spot. Number 4. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. The Tales... Are you kidding me? How long is the title to this game? The Tales of the Grimwari Rift. Dubious prize goes to this game for having the longest title in the list. I've been a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics games for a while. It's a sub-series that really needs more attention. Picture Advanced Wars, only with a more Final Fantasy-esque feel. Characters battle each other out on a grid system after taking out missions from their local pub. The graphics are functional but not mind-blowing. The battles are intriguing, and there are plenty of missions to take part in. The law system isn't as painful as in the previous game, but it still seems a bit silly. The customization options are huge. Just huge. Huge. This game could have made it to the pinnacle of my list had an online multiplayer been included, but sadly it doesn't have that. It would have extended the game's multiplayer and single player playability for a long time. People would have wanted to train up their teams to fight each other like in Pokemon. They should have done this, and hopefully in later versions of the series it's included. Still, this is a great game, and I'd advise it to anyone who's looking at a little tactical fun. It doesn't take tactical genius to realise that this Final Fantasy game deserves the number 4. Number 3. Metroid Prime Hunters. Metroid Prime Hunters has a reputation for being the black sheep of the Metroid family. Well, it had until...
Not even a fragment. None of the baby remained on me.
Okay, let's not get into that now. The Metroid series is renowned for placing our lonely hero Samus out in the wilderness ready for exploration. And this game fails at creating this atmosphere. The single player is mediocre at best, with Samus facing constant attacks from hunters on a limited number of small stages. It's time to drop the pitchforks though. View this game as a completely separate series, a multiplayer first-person shooter for the handheld, because that's where Hunters excels. The battles were fast and furious, with a surprising number of game modes. Whilst the multiplayer was kinda ruined by hackers later on, the private matches were as fun as ever. Tournaments and clan battles made this game a joy to play. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm going to commit sacrilege and say this is my favourite Metroid game. Yeah, guess who's going to have less than 100 subscribers tomorrow? I don't care though. I don't care. I think this was a fun multiplayer game, and that's all I played it for. And it's a great, fun multiplayer game. Hence, with multiplayer savagery, Metroid Prime hunts down its rivals. Number 2. Chrono Trigger DS. Holy shitballs, is this game good. Chrono Trigger, originally released on the Super NES, is a legendary RPG created by Square Enix. It follows a group of time travelers trying to save the Earth from annihilation. The storyline has a strong hook, and you really want to see the ending for the game. Ending? More like endings. This game has a load of different endings, giving it a huge replayability factor. The music is sublime, the controls are functional, and the battle system works like a charm. There's a good reason Chrono Trigger has such a big reputation, and that's because it's just really, really good. And I'd advise anyone looking for a good quality RPG to give it a try. Seriously, it's that good. This time-traveling RPG classic should trigger some good old nostalgia. At number 10, GTA Chinatown Wars. At number 9, The World Ends With You. At number 8, Diddy Kong Racing DS. At number 7, Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver. At number 6, Super Mario 64 DS. At number 5, Bleach Blades of Fate. At number 4, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, Tales of the Grimoire Rift. At number 3, Metroid Prime Hunters. At number 2, Chrono Trigger. Number 1, Mario Kart DS. Yeah, you know, I'm the douchebag who sticks multiplayer games at the number 1 spot. For years, I thought nothing could challenge Super Mario Kart, and Mario Kart DS challenges it. The racetracks are really well designed, probably the best designed in the series. The game feels faster than a lot of its predecessors. Playing Mario Kart DS Online was the first time when I felt that online multiplayer was the future. I played the online a lot. It introduced a lot of new ideas, which have become mandatory for newer Mario Kart games. Yeah, there was a bit of controversy over the snaking, but at its peak you could always find a few people online who didn't snake. I was happy either way. I thought this was just a brilliant entry in the Mario Kart series. It did everything right, apart from the blue shell. Apart from the blue shell. Seriously? Can we drop it? Other than that, no, seriously, this is a fantastic Mario Kart game. And even if you've got the 3DS and you haven't played it, I'd advise buying it, because it's got a lot of great tracks, and it's got a load of extra challenges, and it's just a really good Mario Kart game. This was fantastic. I've completely run out of superlatives for it. It's a really good Mario Kart game. Buy it. It's going really cheap now. The Plumber Who's Just Funner joyfully takes the number 1 spot. That's my DS Top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you played some of the same games and enjoyed them too. Feel free to post your own top 10 lists below, and I read every comment and I'll try and reply to most comments, okay? Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. Don't hit it if you don't. There's also a Facebook page. I know it's not that popular, but it's worth giving it a try. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't waste your time, okay? And there's 2 more videos, either here or there. I don't know what side, because I should know, but I forget my right from my left, okay? So it's one of these 2. I don't know. I don't know which side it is. Okay. Thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna stop making this end last so long. Bye! That was a terrible way to end it.